Hello, this is Jane Goodall. For many years now, I've known about the wonderful work of the Valley Foundation and Mainsprings. These two organizations have now joined forces to form the East African Regenerative Network, or EARN. It was the inspired and dedicated leadership of Mark Shepherd, with his passion to improve lives and his hands-on knowledge of regenerative farming, that has resulted in this wonderful network of people who now understand the value of working with and not against nature. Let me explain how I became involved in all this. When I began my long-term study of chimpanzees in 1960, Gombe National Park was part of the forest belt that stretched across equatorial Africa. But by the late 1980s, when I flew over, I was shocked to see that Gombe was just a tiny island of forest, now surrounded by bare hills. The trees had been cut down not only to make money from charcoal and timber, but to make more land for growing food, for expanding families. The people were poor and couldn't afford to buy food elsewhere. Most of the newly created farmland was overused and infertile, and that's when it hit me that if we didn't help these people to make a living and grow food without destroying their environment, we couldn't save forests, chimpanzees, or anything else. And so in 1994, JGI launched our community-led conservation program, Take Care or Takari. Our first task was to restore fertility to the overused farmland, no chemicals. And although we didn't practice restorative agriculture as such, we worked with the farmers to introduce agroforestry practices. Today, Gombe is once more surrounded by forest, and Takari operates throughout Chimp Range in Tanzania, that's 104 villages, and in 6 other African countries where we work to protect chimpanzees and environments. Everywhere habitats are protected and restored, food production increased, and poverty alleviated. It was 10 years ago that Mark Shepherd helped Valley Foundation to introduce the concept of regenerative agriculture into Mainsprings, a Tanzanian NGO. This form of farming is now gaining in popularity all around the world. It's a way of growing food without relying on the chemical pesticides and herbicides, which are the mainstay of industrial farming, and which are having a devastating effect on biodiversity and also destroying the soil. That's why regenerative agriculture, which relies instead on sustainable methods of growing food, actively restores the health of the land, regenerates the ecosystem, and restores or creates habitat for wildlife, at the same time working towards food security and climate resilience. We can grow food by working with nature instead of fighting it. Regenerative agriculture and agroforestry are working towards the same goal. EARN and JGI both believe in the importance of education. Our Roots and Shoots program involves young people of all ages working towards making this a better world. They choose 3 projects, one to help people, one to help animals, one to help the environment, so that members learn how everything is interconnected. Each individual plant, animal, and human has a role to play in this beautiful web of life. We hope to join forces so that more and more young people join a growing family of people who understand the need to live in harmony with the natural world. Roots and Shoots is already in 67 countries and growing. EARN works with individual communities, but it's also decided to partner with other organizations that are working to produce food sustainably. By combining the knowledge and successes of a growing number of partners, it's hoped that tens of thousands, eventually hundreds of thousands of people across East Africa will have the knowledge and be empowered to implement regenerative agriculture in their own communities. It's so inspiring to know how many organizations are now working together. compassion for the very poor communities around Gombe, as well as the desire to protect the chimps and the natural world on which we all rely, led to our Tukari program. Compassion for people, other animals and the environment is the shared mission of JGI and EARN. We are helping to make this a better, healthier and more sustainable world. As we say in Swahili, tuku pamoja, we are all together. Thank you.